Today, we're going to dive into something pretty wild, the connection between what's called a blind mind's eye and the incredible power of AI. It all kicks off with a fascinating condition known as aphantasia.
Okay, let's try a little something. Just for a second, I want you to really try to picture this in your mind. A lazy cat sleeping in a sunbeam. Can you see it? The color of its fur? Maybe those little dust specks dancing in the light? Can you feel the warmth of that sun? All right, hold on to that image. Now, what if I told you that when you tried to do that, nothing happened? You know what a cat is. You know what a sunbeam is. But when you try to actually see it in your head, it's just blank. For millions and millions of people, that's their everyday reality.
So that brings us to our first big idea here, articulating the invisible. See, for folks with this condition, the problem isn't a lack of imagination or creativity. Not at all. The real challenge is something else entirely. It's a problem of translation. How in the world do you describe a vibrant world that you can't actually see inside your own head?
Okay, so this condition has a name. It's called aphantasia. Someone with aphantasia has all the data. They know a cat has fur, they know a sunbeam feels warm, but when they try to pull up that mental image, poof, it's just not there. The visual file is missing, so to speak.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. On the left, you've got the conceptual knowledge, right? The pure facts. A person with aphantasia has all of that down cold. But then on the right, you have this sensory description, the stuff that really paints a picture for most of us. For them, it's like the bridge between those two things, between the facts and the feeling, is just gone.
So really think about that for a second. Put yourself in their shoes. Let's say you're a writer, an artist, a creator with this incredible story in your head. How do you share it? How do you make your audience see this amazing world you've built if you can't even see it yourself? That's the core challenge.
And that's where things get really interesting. This leads us right into our next part, AI as a translator, because this is where technology steps in with a solution that is, frankly, mind-bending. The best way to think about it is like a prosthetic for the mind's eye, an interpreter that can take those abstract concepts and translate them into rich sensory detail. So, how does this actually work? Well, it's pretty straightforward. The user, the person with aphantasia, just inputs the basic facts, the keywords: cat, sleepy, sunbeam, cozy. Then the AI gets to work. It's been trained on, basically the entire internet's worth of books and descriptions, so it understands the relationships between these words. And then bam! It spits out this vivid sensory story, creating the very picture the user couldn't form on their own. Which brings us to the payoff, casting the vivid spell. And the result of this whole process is, well, it's kind of remarkable. It lets these creators do something that feels a lot like magic. They can generate what our source material calls vivid mental simulacra. Fancy words for saying they can build a rich, visual world for their audience just by using AI as their paintbrush.
I mean, just look at this. From those simple keywords, cat and sunbeam, the AI comes up with this. The ginger tabby was a puddle of warm marmalade melting in the afternoon sun. Wow. It's not just a cat anymore, right? It's an experience. You can almost feel the floorboards vibrating with that purr. That's the magic right there. That's the translation in action.
And this is a really important point. This isn't about AI replacing the creator. Not at all. It's about empowering them. It's like giving a brilliant painter a new kind of brush they've never had before. It's a tool that lets them finally cast that vivid spell, making sure that the amazing world inside their head can be seen and felt by everyone.
So what does this all mean? Where do we go from here? Well, that brings us to our last section, imagination reimagined. Because this kind of technology, it really forces us to step back and ask some huge questions about creativity, about how we communicate, and heck, even about what imagination really is. All right, so if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Aphantasia is not a lack of imagination. It's just a different operating system for the mind. And the AI isn't replacing human creativity. It's becoming that bridge we talked about. It's that sensory prosthetic that allows this incredible, rich conceptual world to be shared in a language we can all understand, a language we can all see.
And that leaves us with one final kind of mind-blowing thought. If AI can build a bridge into a mind that can't visualize, what other invisible worlds inside our heads could it help us describe? Think about it. What about complex emotions or abstract ideas? What about our dreams? We might just be on the brink of being able to share our inner lives in ways we've never even imagined.